quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Gets past one man, and he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second down at 4. Prescott. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 23.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That's taken in by Duvernay. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. From the red zone now, Prescott. Right back to Duvernay. That's complete. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 7 yards to pick up there.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Prescott from the gun. He'll go down back at the 12. Dexter Lawrence in there to drop it for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Now left side on the swing pass. And I think the ball's out. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. pressure. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. DeMarcus Lawrence able to record his 5th. On the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. And this is a guy who last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain him.
And watching him play is like going to lunch with you when you order that combo plate, right? In this case, his combo plate is he can go over the top of you and catch it in front, turn it into a big gain, run past you.
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. This is taken at the 15. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a 1st down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
1st down, Prescott. Open man is Duvernay. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. To throw again on 2nd down, Prescott. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. On the left side, it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield, almost to the 40, before being taken down.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Prescott. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. A 1st down throw for Prescott. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little. Too good there. And it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10. Prescott. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it. And the Giantsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes he's fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Brady. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this 1st half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Shotgun now for Brady. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Again, it's Brady. This one goes out wide for Barkley. The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Now Brady. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Now Chris Jones on to punt this one away. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. So holding there on the return, and that'll back them up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression, jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll get started up at...
And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On 2nd and 11 now. Brady going deep downfield for loss. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Brady going to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. From the gun, it's Brady. He finds his man, complete. It's McLaughlin. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
They'll run on first down. Barkley. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll go to Barkley again. Barkley a first down and more. And all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. A handoff as they run the counter play. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. John Ross with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Giants take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put
time-consuming 10-play drive, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
On second down, Elliott once more, and he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Play action now. Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And then he is caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. A big play here for Dallas. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Prescott. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 3 yards the gain there, second down. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Buying time. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Only a 3-yard loss there on the sack, but more importantly, it leads to a 4th and goal. And this one is right through. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for it.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, they took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Brady to throw. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On second and very short, Brady. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slow them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. James Daniels, the guard, called for the penalty there. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Brady going deep downfield for Ross.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Ball at a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Chris Jones now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field.
Well, the defense got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone here. A field goal doesn't help them much.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll make it a 2nd down. Prescott to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
That's not good enough, man.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Prescott on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That catch good for only a couple. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. To throw, Prescott. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Now Dak. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 12-yard line. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
Prescott. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good gain. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. He's got his big tight end here. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. And this will be caught. Touchdown. So in the final minute here, now a 2-point conversion will tie the game.
The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have 2 to possibly take this to overtime.
Listen to this crowd now. Their guys need a stop on this 2-point conversion. Now Prescott. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Everything was riding on that 2-point conversion, and they got it.
They got it. They now have the momentum. Time really dwindling in this game. Now their big deal is make sure they get a good kickoff and don't give up anything big on the defensive end.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get to field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? And the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
Here's 2nd and 10.
To throw is Brady. He finds his man, complete. That's McLaughlin. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Back to throw, Brady. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Lane. And the Cowboys are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. Here comes the first throw in OT for Prescott. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 53 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. To Elliott. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still all tied. It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. Here's Prescott. Now he'll escape to his left. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at the concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans screaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.
So for Dallas, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5.
I'm ready for more. You fired up, I'm fired up. Don't run from rap. 1, 2, 3. Hey. I'm ready for more. Tell them I'm ready for more. Game time. I'm ready for war. Tell them I'm ready for war. I just got 20, I'm running on empty. This mobile that came from my money is silly. I feel like envy, not trying to be friendly. It is what it is, if you want me, come get me. Whenever you ready, no, I keep it steady. Yeah, I get the W, throw the confetti. Please do not tempt me, don't hold it against me. We about that action, don't ever forget it. Squad of gorillas, the army, the navy. When I call a play, I'ma score like I'm Brady. The title is mine, if you want it, come take it. I'm ready for more.